Irrigated rice is favorable. The average yield in irrigated rice is 3 to 7 tons per hectare, or 4 to 7 tons per hectare. While in these three, 1 to 2 tons per hectare is the average rice yield. Okay, and of course here at the flooring, you can see the distribution of the different rice ecosystem around the world. So if you notice, more than 90% of rice field is still here in Asia. So the biggest, the country with the biggest rice field is actually India, followed by China. Alright, and I guess if you notice, a lot of upland rice actually found in North America, South America, especially here, and here's the Amazon. Alright, any questions about the rice ecosystems? So this one, this is actually quite interesting. This is the flood-prone or deep water rice. So you know, this is the normal water level. So sometimes the flood would go up to extreme and it would grow up to 12 feet. This rice sometimes called the deep water, the floating rice, because it would never let itself submerge in water. So if the water would grow up to 10 or 11 feet, the rice would grow up to 12 feet. But the problem with this kind of rice is sometimes it doesn't have any yield anymore, because all the nutrients will go to the making the stalk and the leaves. So there is no more seed. They cannot produce any more seed. Alright? Any question about the rice systems? You're familiar with this one? Field water tube? Anyone familiar with this one? This is a device. This is an award-winning device used to help farmers save water. So sometimes this is a field water tube. Sometimes it's called the magic well, observation well, or I guess the more scientific name is AWD, or alternate wetting and drying. So, there. All right. You familiar with how it's used?
Who discovered that?
Huh?
Who patented and discovered that?
I guess there's no patent for this. This is actually available for everyone. The technology is really available for everyone. And I'm not entirely sure.
That?
Huh?
Who discovered this?
I think this is the product of very long study. So
Anonymous.
Who really discovered this? I'm not entirely sure who the actual person is. If there is one,
There should be one.
No, if there's one, I'm not entirely sure who it is. But just correct me if I'm wrong. If you Ruben Lampayan is the head scientist leading this one before, as far as I know. I'm not entirely sure about that. Okay, so this. You can actually measure yourself. You can take your picture.
5 something. 5,
Almost 5'4". How much?
5, 5.
12, 11,
7, 5.6 something.
You check mine.
You? 5.4. How about your weight? 7 also. Same. Me 5'4" only. I know my height.
So this one is what we call the traditional rice farming and processing area. So I don't think I've mentioned before, but we have one of the biggest collection of traditional rice farming tools. We're actually just second to Philippine National Museum. But our collection is more special because we have an international collection. We are from different countries, just like this one. This is a water lifting device from India. So I guess its local name is Berry. You're familiar with this? You're still familiar with this one? So
India.
Like this?
Yeah.
No.
So this section is submerging water, and farmers would step on this to lift the water up near this area. We actually have that picture, the second poster. It's almost the same. So the same principle is being used.
Oh, very hard.
Yeah, it's actually quite very hard. So also, the posters is the step-by-step process from land preparation up to cooking.
Okay.
so after the traditional rice farming tools, we have here the modern rice farming and processing. So you notice, in the traditional, almost all tools are animal driven, while in this one is usually we have tractors and motors. So it's machine driven now. So we have this, if you compare it, this is a tapak pump. So this is also water pump, or also water lifting device. If you compare it to the other one, so I guess this is much simpler. So this is also portable by 4 people, or four men. Also this one, we have the portable lifting device. And also that one, we have this,
Drum seeder.
drum seeder. I forgot. So we have the drum seeder. Actually, I guess the prototype. This is the prototype, and it's developed here at Erie, and it was further developed in Vietnam. So the prototype used metals, while the new one used plastic. So I guess the plastic is so much better because it doesn't rust and it's much lighter. So even children and most women could use it. Okay. Any question, by the way?
Oh, milaw ba? Ba't may upo ka yung milaw?
So this section is what we call the rice products and byproducts. So you notice the design. We start from defining what rice is. Next is where rice grow. What are the tools? Then this one, you have the products. So this one is the edible products. This one is the non-edible products. So there. Yeah, it's still that area is still edible.
I stayed here for so long. I studied for how many years,
We do the same thing in our area. We don't see all those things from outside people coming.
You have GABA rice here.
Hmm?
GABA rice, yung degerminated rice.
Oh, yan pala, doon yung Maria. Bakit meron dyan?
Bibigyan lang din po yan. Tapos i-display na po namin.
SL Agritic product. Yes, po. Jasmine rice plus
Jasmine rice and japonica para rin. Masyadong namimingin ng
yeah. Because japonica by jasmine rice.
Japonica siya na mabango, parang gano'n.
Mabango yan na japonica na glutinous.
That's a sample of sake from Japan, rice wine from Japan. That's wine. So here, non-edible products. So we have rice bags, channels, rice paper, rice box, this one, rice paper. Also we have cosmetic products, we have powder, soap, so rice mask. Ano po rice ba eh? Pero sa Pilipinas wala din sa iyo. Rice soap, pero sa rin pong rice soap. Wala yung brand ka, alam ko yung brand yung ginagamit, parang nilalang nila sa farmer. May kasamang pang-guskos.
Pero hindi ko yung silang soup.
Baka kung may masundan mo kayo ng sika,